Time for a crypto market update, September 13th, 2025. Things are about to get crazy, and here's what you need to know. Things in crypto don't just get crazy. There's reasons for that. And there's also market psychologies at play that might be manipulating or impacting your portfolio without you even knowing it. And if you've been a follower here for some time, and if you're not, please do, you'll notice that psychology often comes into play in our content here. And if you're looking at this particular market psychology chart, you'll notice that this is a bear trap, first sentiment extreme, on the way up to the final blow off top of a market. I believe that this was April 6th, 2025. The excuse for this was the whole tariff tantrum that the market threw when Trump was really bearing down on the international trade community. And if you'll notice now, it's much less of a big deal, and we're starting to have renewed optimism in the market. If you don't feel that sentiment, you're simply not paying attention. What comes next is FOMO, the fear of missing out from all of the retail and institutions who were sidelined during this bear trap. And that, of course, leads to euphoria when you need to get the heck out of Dodge. So some things you need to keep an eye on, okay? Behind me is what I call, or what many call, the safety trade. This is Bitcoin dominance, Ethereum dominance, USDC dominance, and USDT dominance. All four of those instruments are obviously less volatile than the rest of the entire crypto market. And so that's where typically people go for refuge during volatile times, during bear traps, etc., when people sell into fear. Right now, if you are using the Wyckoff methodology, I think it's very apparent that the safety trade, this percentage, this metric, you want it to go down if you are an investor in crypto, because when people move out of the safety trade, they're moving into more risk, aka total crypto market, total 3 crypto market cap, total others, etc., which we'll look at here in a second. It's, I think, putting in the UTAD, which is the Wyckoff distribution schematic number 1, which is the predecessor to a giant collapse or distributive motion for this particular instrument or a reading. That's what will fuel this move from here to here. Now, if you dissect the safety trade like a frog in biology class, one of those elements obviously is the Bitcoin dominance, BTC.D. And as you can see, we have plummeted from 66% in the last couple of months to 57%. And I do believe this will continue to drop like a stone over the coming weeks, closer to 50%. And when that happens, and as it has been happening, the total 3 market cap, which is all of crypto minus Bitcoin and Ethereum, has now bumped right up against its previous all-time high, a multi-year resistance band. But the one where the fireworks are going to happen is the others chart. This is all of crypto minus the top 10 market caps. Because if you go back to the total 3, right now Solana, XRP, Ethereum, everything in that top 10 is really kind of carrying the water for this move. But this measured move coming out of this symmetrical triangle over here that we've been in and we just emerged from, the measured move, we've got another, I don't know, 1.5 trillion to go. And when I say fireworks on the others, see how far the fireworks, or see how far, quote unquote, that the others have to travel to get back up to its multi-year resistance band. And if you look over at the equity markets, at the Russell 2000, which is what I have a screenshot of here, forgive all of my screenshots. They don't all fit on mobile very well. But you can see the Russell 2000 got very close to a new all-time high. Again, a multi-year resistance band. Once it reaches that new all-time high and finds expansion or continuation into price discovery, that's going to be a massive trigger of confluence with the lowering safety trade, the lowering Bitcoin dominance, and the total 3 and the total others going to the moon. And if you use your logical side of your brain, if the total others and the total 3 are going up, then there's a really good chance that some of your cryptos are going to also make you a whole lot of money. But remember, this Wednesday, September 17th, the Federal Reserve at 2 p.m. Eastern will be making their Fed policy announcement. The market is 99% convinced that there will be a rate cut. But what I'm watching is the 3-month Treasury yield. That's right, the bond market's in charge, not the Fed, not the stock market, but the bond market. And when we see the 3-month yield reaction to the Fed policy change, that's when we need to make our next bets. Did you find this video helpful? If so, give me a number 5 in the comments. And hey, send this to a friend or a loved one. Let's not let them be sidelined during the wealthiest, most prosperous part of the bull market. And hey, like and follow for more.